Hello friends, welcome to CS Tudes. In our last two videos, we have discussed about the Chomsky classification of language or Chomsky hierarchy. According to Chomsky hierarchy, the grammars are classified into four types: type 0, type 1, type 2, type 3. So in last two videos, we have discussed about type 0 grammar and type 1 grammar. In this video, we are going to learn about type 2 grammar. So type 0 grammar was the grammar that generate all the languages that can be recognized by Turing machine. And these languages are known as recursively enumerable or Turing recognizable language. Then in the same video, we have discussed about the recursively enumerable set. And then we have discussed about the production rule of the type 0 grammar. In the next video of the type 1 grammar, we have discussed about its production rule, and we have seen that it is used to generate the context sensitive languages that can be recognized by a linear bounded automata. Then we have seen the examples of the type 1 grammar. So in case you haven't watched those videos, please go back and watch them so that you are clear about the concept of Chomsky hierarchy, type 0 and type 1 grammar. Then only you can understand the concept of type 2 and type 3 grammar. Now let's start with the description of our type 2 grammar. So the type 2 grammar generate context-free languages. Now the languages that are generated by our type 2 grammar is context-free languages. And the production rules that are used for the context-free languages are A tends to gamma. A tends to gamma means that on the left hand side of the production rule, we can have a single non-terminal. That means on the left hand side, there should be only one non-terminal. But on the right hand side of the production rule, there is a string of terminals and or non-terminals. That means on the right hand side, we can have a single terminal, a string of terminals, then we can have a non-terminal or a string of non-terminal, and also we can have a combination of terminals as well as non-terminals. So from the production rule, it is clear that on the left hand side there is only one non-terminal, and on the right hand side we can have any combination of terminals and non-terminals. Now the languages generated by the type 2 grammar are context-free languages, and they are determined by non-deterministic push-down automata. So a push-down automata can be used to recognize the context-free languages. So in the video of the push-down automata, we have seen the context-free languages. So you can go back and watch our video on push-down automata, in which we have generated the push-down automata for context-free languages. Now let's check some example of type 2 grammar. So according to the first example, it says S tends to X8. Now let's first check for the left hand side of the production rule. According to the left hand side, it says that there should be only one non-terminal on the left hand side of every production rule of type 2 grammar. So now let's check all the production rules for the left hand side. So we can see that on the first production rule on the left hand side, we are having a single non-terminal. That means it is correct. In the second production rule on the left hand side, again we have a single non-terminal, that is capital X. So it is also correct. So all the capital letters represent the non-terminals and all the small alphabets represent our terminals. So this I have told you many a times in our previous videos. Now in the third production rule, again a capital X on the left hand side, that means a single non-terminal. So it is also correct for the left hand side. Now the left hand side of the fourth production rule says capital X on the left hand side, that means a single non-terminal. So it is also correct. Now let's check for the right hand side. So according to right hand side, we can have a terminal, a string of terminal, a non-terminal, a string of non-terminal, or combination of terminals as well as non-terminals. Now let's check the right hand side of all the production rules. So according to the first production rule, we are having XA. That means it is a combination of one non-terminal and one terminal. So it is correct according to our rule. Now, in the second production rule on the right hand side, we are having a single terminal. So it is also correct according to our production rule. Now, in the third rule, we are having AX. So over here, first there is a terminal and then it is followed by a non-terminal. So it is also satisfying our condition. So it is also according to type 2 grammar. Now, in the third production rule, we have A, B, C, all written in small letters. That means these three are terminals. So, we have three terminals on the right hand side. So, this is also satisfying our condition because gamma is a string of terminals or non-terminals or combination of both. So, in this we have gamma as the string of terminals. So, this is also satisfying our rule. So, these are the examples of our type 2 grammar. Now, just to summarize, we can say that type 2 grammar generate context-free languages that can be recognized by a non-deterministic pushdown automata, and it follows a production rule of the form A tends to gamma, where A is a single non-terminal and gamma is a string of terminals or non-terminals or combination of terminals as well as non-terminals. Now, let's go to our fourth type of grammar, that is our type 3 grammar. So, according to our type 3 grammar, they generate regular languages. So, the language that is generated by our type 3 grammar is regular language. In this grammar, the rule states that there are single non-terminal on the left hand side and a single terminal on the right hand side. That means according to the production rule, we have a single non-terminal on the left hand side and a single terminal on the right hand side. Then possibly followed by a single non-terminal. Or we can also have a rule of the form like this. That means a single non-terminal on the left hand side and a single terminal on the right hand side followed by a single non-terminal. So, according to these two production rules of type 3 grammar, again I am repeating one thing, that in this grammar the rule states that there are single non-terminal on the left hand side. So, on the left hand side we are having single non-terminal that is represented using capital A and a single terminal on the right hand side. So, in the first rule we have a single terminal on the left right hand side. But after this it is also written that possibly that there can also there can be one more condition, that possibly followed by a single non-terminal. That means the single terminal on the right hand side can also be followed by a single non-terminal on the right hand side. So in the second production rule we can see that there is single terminal on the right hand side that is followed by a single non-terminal on the right hand side. So these are the two production rules which can represent the type 3 grammar, and type 3 grammar generates regular languages. Now over here we can see that A and B are our non-terminals. So as they are represented using capital letters, so we can identify that these two are our non-terminals and small a is our terminal. Now, apart from these two rules, there is one more rule that can be satisfied. As in case of our type 1 grammar, we have seen that this type of a rule was satisfied only if S was not present on the right hand side. Similarly, in type 3 grammar also, we have the same rule that S tends to epsilon is satisfied only if S doesn't appear on the right hand side of any other production rule of the grammar. So that means if S is not present on the right hand side of any other production rule, then we can have S tends to epsilon in our grammar. So this rule was also there in our type 1 grammar, and again it is also there in our type 3 grammar. So let's make all these three rules rememberable for our type 3 grammar. Now, these languages can be decided by finite state automata. So finite state automata are our DFA, NFA. So all these automata are our finite state automata, and type 3 grammar generates the regular languages, and these regular languages can be recognized by a finite state automata. Now let's see the example. So according to example, let's check the left hand side of the production rule first. So according to left hand side, in each production rule we can have only single non-terminal. So we can see that in the three production rules given in the example, we can see in the first rule there is a single non-terminal, that is capital X, so it is correct for the left hand side. Now in the second production rule we have a single non-terminal, that is capital Y, so it is also correct for left hand side. Now in the third production rule we have a single X, capital X, that is a non-terminal on the left hand side, so it is also correct for left hand side. Now let's check for the right hand side. Now on the right hand side we can either have a single terminal, or we can have a single terminal followed by a non-terminal. Now let's check. So first rule, X tends to A. So in the first rule, that is our X tends to A, there is a single terminal, that is A. So it is satisfied according to the first production rule. So yes, the first rule is satisfied for the right hand side also. Now X changes to AY. So in the second rule we have X changes to AY. So many a times I have told you that whenever this OR symbol is there, you can split this rule into two rules, that is X tends to A and X tends to AY. So I have represented X tends to A and X tends to AY. Now in this rule X tends to AY, there is a single terminal small a that is followed by a single non-terminal capital Y. So it is according to our second production rule. So it is also correct. Now let's see the third rule. In the third rule, capital Y tends to small b. That means a terminal, single terminal is on the right hand side. So it is satisfying the first production rule. So it is according to our type 3 grammar. Now let's see for the last rule. So in the last rule we have a epsilon on the right hand side. That means this is not according to first and second production rule. It is according to the third production rule. Now according to third production rule, it says that rule S tends to epsilon is allowed only if S doesn't appear on the right hand side of any other rule. So X is present over here. Now let's check the right hand side of other rules. So for these three rules, the first three rules, X tends to A, X tends to AY and Y tends to B. We are going to check the right hand side whether the X is present or not. So we can see that X is not present in any of the three rules. So it is not present on the right hand side of any of the three rules. So yes, this rule can be satisfied. But if in case X was present on the right hand side of any of the other rule, then this rule cannot be satisfied. Now again, just to summarize you about the type 3 grammar. So type 3 grammar generates regular languages that can be recognized by a finite state automata, and it provides the production rule of the form A tends to small a single non-terminal on the left hand side and a single terminal on the right hand side, possibly followed by a single non-terminal. Also a rule S tends to epsilon is allowed only if S is not present on the right hand side of any other production rule. So that's all about this particular video. In next video, we are going to summarize all the 4 types of grammars in the form of a table and explain you the difference between them. So thank you for watching our video. In case of any queries, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Stay tuned for further videos and please like and subscribe our channel CS Tunes. Thank you.